Hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching JFJ Entertainment, and for this video, I'm ranking the characters of Glass Onion from worst to best. So yeah, just giving you a spoiler warning right now. This video contains spoilers for Glass Onion, a Knives Out story. So just be aware that this will contain spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. It's really good. It's on Netflix right now. It just came out, and it's really good. And then come back to this video and just check out the ranking. And yeah, like I mentioned, I'm ranking these characters from worst to best, and the characters that are eligible to be in this list are the main characters, the main cast that appears in this poster right here. There are 9 different characters, and they're all really good. They all have different like perspectives and everything, but you know, there's obviously some better than others. So yeah, let's just go with the ranking. The way I ranked these characters was mostly by performance, by the impact that they had on the story, by how much I enjoyed just seeing them on screen, and how interesting I found them when they were on screen. Like whenever they were on screen, I was like, do they get my attention? Do they captivate me? That's kind of how I ranked them. But also, importance of the story and screen time was also something super important. So yeah, let's get started. So at number 9, we have Lionel Toussaint, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, played by Leslie Odom Jr. And this character, which is this one right here, felt very much like a side character. You know, at the start he seemed really important actually. You know, you saw him, he was like the scientist and everything, and he definitely was very involved with Miles, like super involved. And I did like how the actor played him. However, he ultimately felt the most one-dimensional out of all the characters. For like the main people, like I just felt like he had the less dimensions in there here. He was kind of mad about the hydrogen thing because Miles hadn't tested it, so it makes sense. I understand why he would want to kill Miles and so on and so on, but I just felt like they never really explored him that much. I felt like he was the least explored one, to be honest, out of all the main cast. And honestly, I was kind of disappointed because he actually looked really cool at the start. He looked really sick, and then as the movie went on, the movie kind of kept forgetting him, and every other character just kept stealing the spotlight from this one character who at the start seemed pretty cool, but ultimately didn't end up being as cool as everybody else. So yeah, still enjoyed his scientist aspect of it, and I really enjoyed the first scene when he's trying to unlock the box. It was really funny, but beyond that, I didn't feel like he really stole any spotlight, which is why he's in my last place. Alright, moving on to the 8th spot, and my 8th character in this list is going to be Peg, played by Jessica Henwick. And Peg was the assistant of Birdie, which I actually really liked this assistant. You know, she still felt very side character, which kind of sucked, but of course she was assistant, so it makes sense that she wouldn't be as involved as every other character, unlike Lionel, who was my last place, who I felt should have been a lot more involved as being actually friends with Miles. Peg wasn't, but I still thought that she was really funny and really interesting. I really did like that. I really like how she kind of had to handle social media for Birdie, because Birdie was so responsible and dumb and everything, and Peg really had to handle that. I thought that was really cool, and honestly it was really interesting social commentary on like celebrities now and how a lot of people need to get their phones taken away. Kanye West, we're looking at you right now and need to get control of whatever they say, because wow, that, yeah. I really like that commentary. And you know, I felt her pain. You know, she was like, I've been with you for like 10 years. If you go down, my whole entire resume is gonna go down. You know what I mean? And that makes a lot of sense. I definitely brought that over her. I was like, yep, like, there goes her life. You know, that would really suck for Peg. So yeah, I really did enjoy this character. I thought she brought a different perspective to this movie and kind of a really nice commentary to the movie. But beyond that, she was not that important. I didn't think any of her acting was extremely important. I more enjoy her just because of the concept that she kind of is assistant, and I really enjoy her starting team whenever she has to put the fire away. Whenever like she get the Birdie gets a box and she delivers it, and then there's like somebody in the party with fire and she has to like put it away. That was really funny. So I thought Peg was like just a nice extra addition. I think she stole the show in any scenes or nothing, but I really like her social commentary and like social media managers and all that type of stuff. I thought that was really interesting. Alright, moving on to my 7th spot, and that is going to be Duke Cody, played by Bautista. And I wish I could put him higher. I really do wish I could put him higher, but unfortunately he died the earliest out of any other character, and that really sucks, because I thought so far, at least to the point where he died, he was one of the most interesting characters. Maybe not the best character, but he was one of the most interesting characters, and unfortunately because of his lack of screen time, he had to go down the list. But that does not mean I did not like him, because I actually really enjoyed him. I really like the kind of macho thing that he kind of gives. I like how he has like the gun, and he always carries it, and I like how that plays into the story. It was very interesting. And then I like, you know, he's like a Twitch streamer who did this really stupid stuff, and now he got banned and he had to get back into it and everything. I mean, it's just straight up ripped off of the headlines. And beyond that, I really like his chemistry with Whiskey. I thought like he has, his girlfriend obviously has that chemistry, but you feel like he really is sacrificing his girlfriend in order to like for him to get higher numbers and everything. And it's just kind of weird. I was like this really weird triangle thingy that you just felt nasty about. You're like, I don't want to get involved. But it was really interesting, and you really felt like, oh, my views are going down. I gotta go do something about it and everything. Especially as me doing YouTube, I can feel that it's a pain sometimes. Obviously, I would not do what he did. He's really weird, but obviously I did enjoy that commentary of it, and I just enjoy the commentary of like some Twitch streamers being really dumb and they're really dumb stuff and getting banned out of stuff. I really do like that commentary that they kind of gave it. I also like the way that he died. I thought Bautista acted his death scene really, really well, and I love the way that he played into the story where he saw Miles leave and how he almost crashed into it, and how he was gonna try to blackmail him to getting him views, and then that's why he died. And like his pineapple allergy, all type of stuff was really cleverly put together, and it all made for this really interesting character that I really enjoyed. However, just because he died super early on, I had to take him down a couple notches. So yeah, but Duke, played by Dave Bautista, was the great addition, and I cannot wait to see more of Dave Bautista in future movies, especially in Dune 2. I'm very excited to see more of him in that movie. Alright, moving on to number 6, and that is going to be Whiskey, played by Madelyn Cline, and that is going to be Duke's girlfriend, obviously. And I thought she was a really interesting character as well, super interesting, very layered, to be honest. At the start, she's not part of the main cast because she's not actually friends with Miles, so she's a little bit more in the background, kind of like Peg. However, as we move along with the movie, you get to see that she's a lot more interesting than you see at first glance, which I thought was really nice. Because, at first glance, you see she kind of seems like the girl that wants to flirt with Miles for the money. And as the movie goes on, you realize that is not the case. Actually, she has a lot more layers to her. She's using Duke to kind of build her own platform, and then she's gonna leave him, and she wants to be like this attorney and everything. And then she was also like, she did not want to be with Miles, but because of Duke, she kind of went with Miles and other stuff. And it becomes this really more complicated character that I actually really enjoyed how Madelyn Cline was able to portray that. Beyond that, I love that scene whenever she's talking to Helen, thinking that obviously that Helen is Andy. But I love that scene. She's like, I feel really sorry for what they did to you. I thought it was really messed up and all that type of stuff. And it just kind of builds up sympathy for her. And you really do get to see more of this character. And this character is kind of like always on the edge, whenever she got like the thing and she was like shooting it. I mean, that was really interesting. And you really felt her sass too. I mean, she's definitely going to be a lot of people's favorites just because she really fits in with the new generation, especially for girls. I already know girls are gonna love this character so much. I think she's really that character that girls are really gonna like, and I really did like this character. I thought she was a really fun character, and I think she kind of brings a super interesting commentary on a certain part of the new generation, which I think is really kind of cool. And I feel this movie really brought commentary from all these different characters. I think Whiskey, played by Madelyn Cline, was no exception. And I thought it was just portrayed very beautifully, and I just love like the attitude that she always gave. I thought it was really fun. So yeah, moving on to my number 5 spot, and that is going to be Birdie J, played by Hudson. And Birdie was such an interesting, just a fun character to see on screen. I really did love seeing her on screen. I thought she just really always kind of tried to steal the show, and I think a lot of times it did work. For example, I loved, first of all, her fashion. I thought whoever could design the costumes and everything, the costume design for this movie was on the spot. But especially for Birdie, I thought she had the best costumes out of everybody. I thought the dresses, everything, like whenever she went to the beach and she had like that dress, I mean, it was amazing. The dress with the colors whenever she was like dancing, also amazing. I mean, really, the fashion that she always wore throughout the movie and how much she cared about the fashion really made it really cool. Beyond that, I felt like the actor, Hudson, just really played it with a lot of energy, sort of like how Madelyn Cline played with a lot of energy Whiskey, which I really like. But the reason why Birdie is a little bit higher than Whiskey is because Birdie was actually a lot more involved in the plot, which I thought was really interesting. You have the magazine with the red diamond. You have the scene whenever she lies in the court against Andy. I mean, you really have all these different layers to Birdie, which I really do like. She's like that. I really like the social commentary that they really play on her about these celebrities that don't think about what they say and they just say whatever, and then they don't want to apologize, or they only half apologize. I mean, all that type of stuff was awesome commentary. Awesome Commentary. Especially now in the day. I mean, look at what's going on with Kanye West right now. I mean, just look at it. It's terrible, it's really bad, and I think that that really played on really well with this character, and it could not have been a better character for a better time because it really fit into modern society. Like, it felt like they just filmed the movie yesterday and they released it today because it just really fit in. So yeah, Birdie J, I think, just brought very nice social commentary, a lot of energy, a lot of spark to the movie. I really like her interactions, especially with the detective. I thought it was just really nice interactions, and also with Miles, also really nice interactions. And yeah, I just thought that she always kind of tried to steal the spotlight, and I thought a lot of times it worked, and just pumped a lot of energy into the movie. So yeah, alright, we're on to my fourth spot, and that is going to be Debella, played by Kathryn and Hann. And Debella is a really interesting character because they kind of tried to give her this other kind of angle by making her a politician. I can't remember what she was. I can't remember if it was a senator or a mayor or a governor. I can't remember what it was, but it was a politician. And I think that that was a really nice, interesting commentary, and I really did like it. I like how they tried to play with going green and everything. I thought that was really interesting commentary. And I really did enjoy that aspect. I kind of wish they kind of explored it a little bit more. I felt like it kind of got lost a little bit. Obviously, that's why she was kind of scared of losing Miles, because Miles was the one funding her whole campaign, which, of course, to be a politician, you had to have a lot of funding. So it makes a lot of sense. I thought that was a very realistic angle to kind of point it towards. I really like that. But I also really felt her, like, anguish of, like, oh, it all depends on Miles. If this hydrogen thing goes wrong, I'm done. You know what I mean? I really did like that, and I really felt like she was really trapped into these things. And Kathryn Hann also added a lot of energy to this role. She was very expressive, which I really did like. I think all the girls in this movie were really expressive. I think all the actors that were girls were really expressive. And Kathryn Hann was no exception. I think she was really expressive. When she saw Helen still be alive with the hot sauce, and she was like, oh, she's like cussed out, but she just looked super. She's like, oh my god. It was awesome. I really did like that acting. And overall, I just thought she was a really cool character. I like whenever she's talking to Andy or Helen, but she thinks it's Andy. I really like whenever they're talking and she's like, you should try to come, or like, why didn't you open the door? Or like, why I tried to call you and you never answered. And I really like the scene whenever she kind of like lies in the court. You really do see the facade there. And whenever at the end, whenever she's like, she raises her hand and she's like, I saw this. I mean, I thought that she was just a really cool character. I really did like it. I mean, really awesome character. I think Kathryn Hann just did a great job playing it. And I love the angle that they tried to give her in this movie. Really awesome social commentary. Alright, let's move on to the third spot. That is going to be Miles Bron, played by Norton. And of course, this character is such an obvious social commentary of a certain someone in the world right now. Obviously, Elon Musk. I mean, it was just so obvious. But it's just really interesting that the movie decided to play it so aggressively, and I thought it was really awesome. And I think that the commentary that they really gave on him was also really cool, because it's like, you know, you expect people to be super smart, but in reality, they're actually dumb. They're like super dumb, but you expect them to be super smart because they're like the future. They're gonna move you to the next place in technology and everything. And obviously social commentary on Elon Musk, like I said, with like SpaceX and Teslas and all this type of stuff. And that's kind of what this character was. But you know, I think that they really did go full on aggressive with the social commentary, basically saying that these people are very dumb, that they don't actually know what they're doing, and that they're really risking everything. And I can see that, you know, it's very realistic take on these kind of billionaires, and I love that. Beyond that, Norton looked like he was having so much fun playing this character, like so much fun. The whole time I just felt like this guy was just sucked into this role, and he was just enjoying every second he got to play this character, which I always love whenever you can feel the actor having fun playing the character, and you definitely felt it through his character. And you know, he had like some fun aspects to him, like inventing a whole murder mystery. I mean, come on, I thought that was really funny. The fact that he wanted to be remembered in the same sentence as Mona Lisa, also really awesome stuff. He was like this show off. He had Mona Lisa, he had that one really expensive car and everything. I mean, everything about him was just really interesting, and it was interesting to see how everybody really did depend on him and everything. And I just really enjoyed that a lot. And yeah, I just thought he was a really cool character, really chill, really calm. He at the outside he looked really cool. I was like, oh, he's the coolest character so far. I really do enjoy him, really chill. But then you get to see his ugly side, his dumb side, his just like super, just like wanting for the money and everything, and the power and the fame. And it's just like the perfect social commentary on billionaires these days that is just awesome. And I really did love the inclusion of this character and the way he was written. Rian Johnson really did a great job writing this character. Alright, we're on to the second spot, and that is going to be Detective Blanc. At least I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know, I can't really pronounce it. But obviously played by Daniel Craig himself. And I thought this character was really awesome. I love Like, first of all, I love how you find him at the start of the movie, where he's like kind of going insane in this pandemic, which I did not touch in the pandemic. I like how the pandemic kind of like played into everybody's personalities. For example, you saw Claire really cared about it because, you know, she's a senator, but then she kind of dropped the facade after. Same for Lionel, you know, because he's a scientist, he really cares about the pandemic. Meanwhile, there's all these other characters like Birdie, who doesn't care about it at all. He's like, whatever, I just want hugs and parties and everything. And same for Duke, he could care less about the pandemic. He's like, whatever, I don't care. I really love that commentary on the pandemic. I thought it was really funny. But moving on, I love how you find that this detective in the pandemic, and he's like in the bathtub, and he's playing Among Us and everything, and it's really funny because he's really bad at it, and it's just like super hilarious. And I really do like that. And he's like, I miss the danger, the sense of like wanting to figure out this massive clue and everything. And I really did like that. I like that drive that he had. Really interesting stuff, and I really did like that. Really cool. It was super funny. A really nice gag. Then after that, I love whenever he's finding the island. And first of all, let's talk about the costume design in this character, because he had the second best costumes in this whole movie. I mean, he just looks so cool the whole time. His suits, his style, everything just looks super awesome. Wow, Detective Bionet definitely has some drip. He should be called Detective Drip or something, because he's really awesome. And beyond that, he's also super smart. He's super smart. I mean, he figured out the mystery of Mouse like this super fast, and he kind of ruined the party and everything. And I also really do love, you know, how this whole time, I mean, you don't find that until the middle of the movie, but this whole time he's really been on to find out who stole that red letter. And you didn't know that, you know, the whole movie he really played it off really smart. I couldn't tell that he was onto that. But then after the plot twist, everything becomes so much clearer, and you just see, wow, this guy's genius. Like, this guy's playing it super smart. I really do love that so much. I was like, this guy, straight up genius. I absolutely love how he played everything. You know, the way he looked at everything, the way he listened to everything, the way he was planning everything. You know, the way he acted like he was invited by somebody else, but they don't know who, but he actually does know who, and that type of stuff. I mean, it was just super interesting. I really did love that a lot. I mean, really awesome stuff. I think Daniel Craig really got to play his character really nice. And also, I love his accent. Really awesome accent as well. I really do love him. And also, at the end, whenever he's like explaining the whole plan and everything, I like that scene. It was like, oh, you're this, you that, and he like explains it piece by piece by piece, and I really do love that. But then whenever he realizes that he can't do anything because the evidence got destroyed, so he just gives the hydrogen thing to Helen. I mean, that was really awesome stuff. And he just waiting in the outside, smoking, looking at it. And by the way, that scene whenever he's smoking and like the guardian starts going like, no smoking allowed, no smoking allowed. I mean, it was really funny because he just started running away. I mean, all those scenes just made him super iconic, and I really did love Detective Benoit in this movie. Almost on my top spot, but we have a different character, my number one, and by this point you know who it is. So yeah, let's just go to it. And so for our number one spot, that is going to be Helen Bron, who is the Andy's twin sister, and they kind of almost have the same character, but obviously there's different characters. And this character was played by Janelle Monae, who did an amazing job. I fully expect her to get casted by a franchise very soon, because she did an amazing job in this movie. So yeah, let's see who takes it first: Marvel, DC, Star Wars, maybe Dune. I'm not exactly sure, but I fully expect her to get taken because she did an amazing job playing this character. But yeah, I'm gonna count her, basically her and Andy, as the same character, because they're almost the exact same. Because, you know, she's playing Andy the whole time, so I mean, might as well count the same character, right? So yeah, so Helen Bron is the twin sister of Andy who got murdered, and she goes to the island to kind of like explore and find out who the murderer of her sister is. Because obviously it's like this whole mystery, and it was awesome. I did not expect this plot twist at all, but like in the middle of the movie, it just kind of flipped the script on you, and it was super clever, super smart, and this whole elaborate plan that they had was super interesting, and you really do get to see that, you know, Janelle played like these two different characters, because Helen is like a completely different character from Andy. You know, Helen's a teacher. She's not this like rich person. Well, Andy has like this whole rich style, this thing and that thing. And you see how Helen has to kind of explore that. She starts investigating the journal. She starts learning everything. She gets a new look and everything. And then I love whenever she's like in the boat and she like wants to bomb it, but she has to keep the facade and everything. And everything just gets explored so well. You know, I love whenever she's like talking to Claire. Whenever Claire's like, I called you and you never answered, and Helen is like trying not to like say anything bad. She's just kind of trying to gather the most information possible and everything. And you just truly felt the stakes with this character. And then by the end, whenever she finally gets the resolution that she's waiting for, and then the evidence gets destroyed, and it's like, whoa, you just feel so bad for her. You're like, dang it, no, Miles win. But then, you know, she just she's so smart. She just goes full on mad. She just wrecks everything. She's smart because she knows what she's doing because of the Helen part, because of the hydrogen particle, and then she like burns the building, and it was such a super awesome scene. I mean, she just looks super cool at it. Rian Johnson's shots with her was just super awesome, and I just think to this, you just got to see like this character just be such different characters this whole time. You know, you get to see her as like Andy, being this kind of mysterious character that's throwing everybody off. Then you get to see her as Helen, who just found out her sister died, and she's trying to figure out the truth, and she's a teacher, and she's trying to prepare to play her sister. And then you get to see her at the end, whenever she's like full on reckless, she's just trying to get rid of Miles the best way she possibly can, and so on and so on. And it's just such a boss move and everything, and I just absolutely love this character. It was a really nice character, and like I said, I gotta go back to it. Janelle Monae really plays character perfectly, like mwah, chef's kiss. She really did a great job playing all these different like parts of this character. I mean, she did a great job. She really did something in this role, which I think is why she's my #1 spot. Just because the actor, I think, did an amazing job playing this character, and just had so many layers. You know, this really was like an onion. You had this layer of like Andy, then you had this layer of actually being the sister, then you had this layer of being like lost without hope, then you had this layer of just like full on rampage mode, and so on. And you got to see that she also has detective skills. I would be very interested to see if she's appears in sequels, helping Daniel Craig's character, Detective Bionet, kind of figure out more mysteries, because she did have the detective skills, and Detective Bionet kept teasing, oh wow, you should take my job, you should do this for the job and everything, and you really don't know what she's gonna do at the end of the movie. So I could definitely see her joining the cast as like a future recurring character for the Knives Out movies, because I think she did a great job as a detective, and I think I would love to see more detective skills between her and Detective Bionet. I mean, I would really love that. So yeah, I thought she was just my favorite character, and I really did like her. And so yeah, that is my ranking for each of the main characters in Glass Onion. Tell me what you think about it down in the comments. Do you like my ranking? Which characters do you disagree with? Which characters you think should be higher? Which characters you think should be lower? Or tell me your own ranking down below. I'm very curious to hear your ranking. Like, I would definitely read it and respond and everything. Especially if you give me reasoning, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So tell me your own ranking down below. I'll definitely make sure to read them and respond. As well as, please don't forget to leave a like. It really helps our videos, so please leave a like. It really, really does help our videos a lot. And last time, just subscribe for a lot of other content. I'm probably going to do another Glass Onion video, depending on how my schedule looks. And I am feeling a little bit sick, as you can tell by my throat. It doesn't sound very good, so I'm unable to, but if I can, I will definitely do another Glass Onion video and a bunch of other videos, especially recording the end of the year, you know, like top movies for me and everything, and you can definitely bet to see Glass Onion in that list. So yeah, just make sure to subscribe for all that content on movies, shows, all that type of stuff. Make sure to subscribe for all that content. And yeah, that'll be your first video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and this is J Entertainment out.